Well, you've made it over the hump. You're on the other side of halfway. That's a good feeling. You should be proud of yourself. Things are going very quickly, and I hope that you are ready for what the next few days have in store. So we'll just break right into it. There are some key things that you're going to be doing today. Very much a specific day. We're sort of taking a surgical approach to some of the different parts of the proposal and the proposal writing process, related to creating an evaluation plan, talking about organizational qualifications, preparing supplemental documents, and in particular writing a letter of inquiry. I'd just like to say right off the bat that with these four main points, you're going to, I think, get a really good feel for the particulars about your own proposal. There are, however, some things that I want to warn you about, or tell you to make sure that you don't fall into that trap. One is with the evaluation plan. So if you have taken the evaluation class, and I think many, if not all of you have, you'll know that we can spend a whole 5 months or 4 months on developing an evaluation plan. It can be a major project in and of itself. And I want to emphasize that the evaluation plan that you develop as part of your grant proposal, while needing to be doable and address the specific outcomes and goals of your proposed project, it should be very succinct. You should be expressing this in a very straightforward way, and make sure that you're really talking mostly about what are the outcomes and outputs that will be expected at various points during the program or project that you're proposing, in ways that you can use formative evaluation during the project to see how it's going and to make appropriate adjustments, and summative evaluation at the end of the funding cycle in order to establish whether or not you actually reached your target or your goal. That's the key. But remember, keep it really focused and as short as possible in the written parts. As far as organizational qualifications, so I mentioned some of this, I think, on the first day of class, for those of you who are able to be there live, but I'll say it again here. If you're not working with an established, sort of brick and mortar type organization that already exists and has an organizational structure, etc., but instead, if you are creating your own idea and your own project, I really want to encourage you to think about this part, this organizational qualifications, as a key component, because this is where you can talk about your network and your links. So even if your organization is just you creating an advocacy group or creating a training program or something else, you are not going about this alone. You will have other trainers, for example, that will work with you, or other advocates that will work with you. You have a community of peers and professionals that you're already engaged with. These are all ways that you can establish qualifications beyond just the fact that you have a degree or you have experience, which are also super important. So thinking about how you can make this work for individually developed and created and motivated projects, as well as those that are part of giant organizations' efforts, is your challenge. And then with a letter of inquiry, again, something I think I may have mentioned before, but let me mention it again. Many organizations will not necessarily put out an RFP or a request for proposals or something like that, but will accept unsolicited proposals. But with that unsolicited proposal, you usually have to first get them to ask you to send a proposal. And how do you do that? With a letter of inquiry or a letter of interest. Something that you craft that you send to the program officer or whoever the contact is at the funding agency or funding organization, that tells in as direct a way as possible what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're going to do it, what's it going to cost, and what's the outcome going to be. And you'll get some better information on how to do that and how it will work. But you really want to hone this skill because it may be what opens the door for you just about every time that you actually want to submit a proposal somewhere. Okay, some of the things that you're being asked to do today, which I just want to touch on. One is I'd like for you to give each other feedback on your elevator talks. Your elevator talks you already submitted before the break, and you've had some time, hopefully, to look over them. If you haven't, I want you to do that now and watch the elevator talks, and I'd like for you to give your feedback for each of your classmates in relation to these two questions. It's going to be really important. The elevator talk is essentially what would go into your letter of inquiry. So it's great preparation for that. And then for the application activities down here, make sure that you've written more finalized proposal sections on organizational background and qualifications and an evaluation plan. Email those to me and then make comments. All right. No time to waste. Get at it and have a great day.